Well, if you're ready for some Steelers football, let me hear you make some noise. Man, y'all a little quiet. I said if you are ready for some Steelers football, let me hear you make some noise. There we go. Now listen up, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Arthur Moats, retired linebacker of the Steelers, and I am excited about this guy we get to talk to today. Because this guy right here, some might just call him an MVP. But we'll get to that in a little bit because he came into the NFL in 2006 when the Pittsburgh Steelers selected him in the first round, 25th overall selection out of Ohio State University.
The Ohio State University.
There it is. And once he joined the NFL, he enjoyed a 9-year career with 4 of those seasons coming right here in Pittsburgh, another 4 with the New York Jets, and his last season with the Chicago Bears. And during that time, he went on to have 389 receptions, 6,030 receiving yards, 36 touchdowns, and he was a Super Bowl MVP along with being a Super Bowl champ. So without further ado, get a warm Pittsburgh welcome to Super Bowl 43 MVP, Santonio Holmes. First off, Tone, it is always great to see you back in the city, man. You look amazing. How have you been?
Oh man, it's always great to be back in the black and gold in front of these faces in this crowd, to be in front of Steeler Nation and to always rep black and gold. I can only be thankful for the life that I'm living today. So
no, absolutely.
Life is great, man.
Absolutely, I love to hear that. And now we know today, it's a very important day for Steeler Nation. We know we got playoffs on the line. We obviously know throughout the NFL, it was a lot going on with Demar Hamlin. Our thoughts are still with him. But just talk about as a player, with all of the different distractions going on, how would you stay focused on a day like today?
Oh my God. To everybody here in Pittsburgh, I just recently realized that Demar Hamlin was from, this area and went to college here. And, all the praise go to God for, giving him the strength to pull through.
Absolutely.
And to all of you guys' prayers and for everyone in the nation. I know Steeler Nation was behind him throughout, his Pitt era. So I just want to say to everyone, thank you for all the prayers. And, we're definitely happy that he was able to recover, at this point, and to hear some great news. And we're ready for some football, baby. So here we go.
Absolutely.
So through the midst of all this adversity that's going on, I've heard a few players talk on television about how important it is to stay focused and to stay locked in, because at the end of the day, we still have a job to do. And in order for our job to be secure and to make sure that Hamlin is happy, we have to now come out and play the game that we still continue to love for him, because that's the only thing that will probably excite him the most, is for him to just see football again. It's to be able to hear it and to be around it, to hear the cheers. So when you focus on a moment like today with the playoffs in the background, with all the distractions going on, at the end of the day, you lock into the players that you put on those uniforms with all season long, and you knuckle down and you buckle up and you get ready to play Steeler football.
Let's go. Let's go. Now, I got to talk to you about that 08 season, man. And more importantly, when did you guys know during that year that you could actually win it? Because those first 2 seasons for you, you missed the playoffs, and then you guys had lost in the wild card round. So when did it finally start to click for you guys in that 08 year where you really thought, you know what, it's about to happen now?
Coach Tomlin had a mindset for us, and we had a belief in that mindset that every 4 games counted as 1 quarter of football, and we had 4 of those quarters to play. And if we won 3 to 4 games out of every one of those quarters, we had a chance at making it to the playoffs. With that being said, we went 3-1, we went 3-1, we went 4-0, and we went 3-1.
There it is.
So with that being said, having those 4 losses on our schedule, it gave us an opportunity to make it to the playoffs. But more importantly, we had that belief system that if we play 4 quarters of football, 4 games, we had a chance to be in the playoffs. And from the chemistry that the players had already had from being on that organization before I got
Absolutely.
there. Winning the Super Bowl in 05, I was a smidge away from being drafted and, playing for the Steelers, and always been a fan since my days of playing at Ohio State. I was super excited to get drafted here with the Steelers and to be around the organization that I grew up loving as a little kid, and to be wearing black and gold in my first uniform as a kid, playing Little League football, to retiring in my career, wearing the black and gold. So I couldn't be thankful for a better place to be at.
No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And it's only right that we actually ask you about that Super Bowl 43 experience as well, man. Just talk about when you guys finally got into town and the game itself, man. What was that experience like for you personally?
Oh, man, we got so many stories that we can tell. And personally, I was so locked into getting my third only opportunity to play in the state of Florida since I had left from high school. I'd only played against the Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars in the state of Florida since I left in 2002 in high school. And here I am in 2009 getting my third opportunity. So with that being said, when you ask me about the personal experience, my birthday is March 3rd. So when we talk about threes, coming back to that moment and being in that presence to play in my third ever game in the state of Florida, we was given a piece of paper that we had to write down what we wanted to put on our trophy. 2 weeks before that game, coming into that game. And what I wrote down on my trophy was, this one is for the muck. So for you guys that don't know, being from Belgrade, Florida, our hometown, is surrounded by this area that's called the muck. And it's such rich soil that grows all kind of sugarcane, fruits, vegetables, you name it in this area. And all I could think about was, I'm doing this for the hometown, for the people that get to see me. Since they saw me play in Little League championship games, they witnessed me make it to the state championship games in football, basketball, and in track. But now they get to really see me. Me. I made it to the national championship as a freshman, and I didn't play. But this time, the people in the state of Florida get to really see Santonio Holmes come back home and put on a show in the state of Florida. Man. So on my trophy, that's why I wrote, this one is for the muck.
I love that, man. I love that. And put on a show you did. Because if I read my notes correctly, that's my next question, Super Bowl 43 MVP. Tell me about that moment when you found out you were going to be the MVP of that game. What was going through your mind, man? And what has changed since that moment?
Oh my God. That catch in the left side of the end zone that I dropped.
I don't know what you're talking about. We'll remember that play. Yeah.
All I could think about was, damn, you just dropped the ball. You will not be the Super Bowl MVP of this game. I had in the back of my mind, I had just blew the game. That's it. I blew the game. With one chance, that's all you get in this moment to be at your best.
Yeah.
And I blew it in that moment. And all I could think about was, I let everyone down at home. I let my entire team down. And I was not focused on that moment like I should have been.
Yeah.
So when we got back to that huddle, and all my teammates were staring there, staring at me, just giving me that death stare. And he tapped me and was like, hey, Tone, don't worry about it. He's going to throw you the next pass. And I'm looking at Heath like, what? Did you not just see what just happened when I was wide open? You think he's going to throw me the next pass? So Hines come in the huddle, and tap me, hey, man, we need this one, man. You got to be big. You got to be big here. Maweldi come in, he looks at me, and he was like, Tone, that ain't you. And when Seven walks in the huddle, he just stared at me. The clock is ticking. We got seconds running off on the play clock, bro. We need to go. Like, what are you doing? And he, put his head down, and when he made that play call, all I could think about was he is about to throw me this football. I don't care what's about to happen, but he's about to throw this football in the corner of this end zone right now.
Absolutely.
And I remember walking out of the huddle, and I grabbed my mouthpiece, and as I'm putting it in, I'm just staring at like where I need to go, who's gonna stop me. Okay, I gotta get to that end zone over there, to that corner. If I can get over there, there's nobody stopping me. So I walk out, and I'm lined up, and I'm looking around, and I see the defender come out in front of me. He steps over me, the linebacker. And all I could think was, if he jammed me, this play is over. So he comes up, and Hines comes in motion, and he fake jammed at me. And I was ready, but he moved. And when he moved, I went swinging. And I touched the ground. See, they don't show that copy on TV. I end up putting my left hand on the ground on the goal line where I thought I was gonna fall. And I was able to recover and get back to the end zone, to the back corner of the end zone. So when I think about how that play played out and the fact that Ben really had confidence in me, that we worked on this play from February of 2008.
Oh, let's go.
Every day after practice, we would go stand in the end zone and throw corner fades, stop routes, just tosses, each end zone back and forth throughout the entire season. We ran this play all the way throughout the playoffs. And on the last day of practice, before the Super Bowl game, that was the play we ran.
That's crazy.
That was the play we ran the last day of Super Bowl practice. We threw that same pass to me, and I dropped it. On purpose. Because all season, all throughout the whole playoffs, every time they threw that pass to me, either a defender knocked it down, either somebody intercepted it, I was out of bounds, Ben threw it too high, or it was incomplete, period. So on the last day of practice, Coach Bruce Arians and Coach Randy Fichtner said, hey, whatever you do, don't catch the ball. Okay. Defense is standing there. Offense is on the field. And the last play of practice, I run to the corner of the end zone, and I put my hands up like this, and Ben throws the ball right between my arms. And ball hits the ground. We go in victory formation and the next play in practice.
That is wild, man.
The next play we ran on the football field after that catch was victory formation.
Absolutely.
That's how you be great.
Let's go. Let's go, man. No, I love that right there, baby. Love that. Now, I've had a chance to, obviously follow you a little bit more so since your playing days and some of the stuff you've been doing off the field from a philanthropic standpoint. Man, you do a ton in the communities. If you could, just share a little bit about your foundations and some of the various charitable work that you've been doing.
Yes, so I started 2 nonprofits, and I'll be quick. The first nonprofit I started is called the Third and Long Foundation. It benefits kids and families with sickle cell disease. Having a son born with the full sickle cell disease and having the ability to not be able to play any sports throughout his entire career and his life, now he's 20 years old, I tip my hat to all the families that are caring for people with sickle cell disease. Absolutely. And those kids that can't do what we do. I've been able to live through this condition and be tough to have the strength of God to give me the ability to have a voice and a face to help speak for kids that are living with this condition. Because I suffered all of those same things that he did, whether he was cramping up during the daytime or nighttime, whether he was having pains in the middle of the night throughout his back and he can't describe what is hurting him. I went through those same issues as a little kid. So I've been giving my all ever since I won the Super Bowl. I donated the gloves for sickle cell research, and I made a $70,000 donation to Sickle Cell Disease Association of America after making that catch. And since then, I've been donating over $150,000 to the causes of raising awareness for sickle cell disease.
Love that, man. Love that.
Thank you. I also have another nonprofit. It's called 10 All In. And what we do with 10 All In is we educate kids and minorities about STEM education, but using STEM education to get involved through the game of golf. And through the game of golf,
Okay.
what we do is we help them understand the social, emotional learning skills, which is what our program is really about, is about mental health. Being a former football player, I can't go out and play football again. I don't want to go out and play football ever again. I enjoy playing golf, traveling the world, seeing new things, challenging myself, practicing and getting better, and meeting new people and educating people about what I do for a living. That's a part of who I am today and what I've done throughout my philanthropic days. I started the golf program at my high school back in the state of Florida. This is our 3rd year of existence in the 10 All In Foundation.
Let's go.
We are having a golf tournament out in Arizona, in Avondale, during the Super Bowl. So I would love for you guys to come out and support us,
There it
because
is.
10 All In will be in Arizona.
There we go.
And we're partners with the First Tee program as well. We're partnered with the First Tee program as well. So we're also coming to Pittsburgh here soon to integrate 10 All In the First Tee program, so that we can continue educating these kids on the mental health issues and things that they have and how they get through them.
No, absolutely love that, man. Love that impact and using your platform, man. Excellent,
Thank you,
excellent, man.
thank you.
All right, now the final question that I have, before we allow a couple of fan questions, I gotta ask you, man, talk about that welcome to the NFL moment. That moment where you finally realized, I'm here. I've arrived. Whether there been something good or something not so good.
All right, I'll give you a brief. My welcome to the NFL moment came in my rookie year. I would say 3 times, and 3 times was a charm, and it's always been my charm.
3, it's always a 3. There we go.
I only scored 3 touchdowns my rookie year. 1 against the Cincinnati Bengals, 1 against the Cleveland Browns.
Uh-oh. Hey!
And that was my first ever NFL touchdown, which was against the Cleveland Browns. And that's when I
Let's
knew
go.
I had arrived.
Let's
because
go.
I got into the stands, and when I scored my first touchdown, I gave them an OHIO, and I got a beer thrown right at me from Cleveland. And that's when I knew I had arrived to the NFL.
I love that, man. I love that. Please, please. Well, once again, man, give another round of applause for Santonio Holmes. Extra loud, extra loud. And now we will take a couple fan questions for Santonio. So, all right, my man right here. Say your name and your question for Santonio, please.
My name's Sam Hinkle, and first I want to thank you for putting the team on your back that year against the Chargers, the Ravens, and then in the Super Bowl against Pittsburgh. Thank you for doing that. You led them to that Super Bowl. Who did you enjoy beating the most when you played for the Steelers?
Oh, my God.
There we go.
Without a doubt, it was going through that three-peat in that 2008 season where we kicked the Ravens' ass 3 times.
Ah, there it is.
Without a doubt, that was
There it
probably my best moment of being a Steeler, is getting a chance to score touchdowns against the Baltimore Ravens, and to know that those games were always hard fought. Like you barely going to get a touchdown, maybe a 3-point win, maybe a 2-point win.
Seriously.
And being in that moment to hear what it's like to be in the locker room with the guys that played before us, and to feel that energy that they had, for that game, like, it was really about F purple when it came down to playing Baltimore Ravens.
Absolutely, absolutely. You better believe it.
Hold on, I don't think I ever lost to the Cleveland Browns, so I don't even think that was even competition. So.
My name's Nate, and I was just wondering, how did it feel when you caught that the touchdown against the Ravens in the front of the end zone to beat them?
Oh, my God. Nate, so when I caught that touchdown in the Ravens game where I was barely, feet on the line, I didn't think I was in initially. And the reason why is because the ball has to cross the line, no matter if the player is in the end zone. And when I remember catching the football, it was here. I wasn't sure if I was on the line, outside the box or whatnot, but on the tuck. Because I had practiced so much throughout my career at catching and tucking right away, before Ed Reed hit me, the nose of the football was able to cross the line, and that's how I was able to get in, just by the hair of that. but it's by my smarts and being aware of what I was doing in that moment to be prepared for that actual moment.
Let's go, let's go. All right, yeah, right here.
Why did you pick Ohio State to go to instead of a college in Florida?
There we go. There we go.
All right, what was my question?
So the question was, why did you decide to go to Ohio State for college versus a school like Florida or Pitt or anywhere else, man?
The question was, why did I choose to go to the Ohio State University? University of Florida didn't recruit me.
Oh, whoa.
Florida State did not offer me. University of Miami told me kind of, sort of, we'll try to take you.
Wow.
And so I told my coach, if the coaches from Ohio State come down here, I'm in. 2 days later, the coaches from Ohio State came down here.
There we go.
I'm in.
There we go.
That's how I became a Buckeye.
I love it. I love it. All right, one final question, man. Then we'll take a couple pictures. I can do a man right here.
Who was your favorite teammate playing with the Steelers?
Ooh, who was my
Oh, he's
favorite
trying to get you in
teammate?
trouble. Your favorite teammate? Just one. Uh-oh.
If I had to choose one, I would choose Steeler Nation as my favorite teammate. At the end of the day, when you have that black and gold riding with you, no matter what city, no matter what state, no matter what country you're in,
Talk about
when you see
it.
those flags, when you see those towers
Talk
swerving,
about it.
hey, you can't do nothing but get excited about being a part of the black and gold Steeler Nation. So if I had to choose one teammate, without a doubt, I'm going with Steeler Nation all day.
There we go. And with that being said, that will conclude the interview. We'll take some pictures at the end of this thing, man. But once again, give another warm round of applause for Santonio. And let's go get this dub for Steeler
Thank you guys.
Nation
Thank you.
today.
Moats, thanks, brother. Appreciate it.